Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kuldeep Singh Rathore, and today we will be starting with a new batch for CSAT. We'll be starting with the logical reasoning section. But before that, there are few doubts. Normally, previous batch students might be having this doubt, and the new batch students, sir, is this a new batch? Yes, this is a new batch. We'll be starting with logical reasoning today. But for previous batch, it is a continuation of their course also. So you have done with a section of your syllabus, quant is over, and now we are switching over to LR. There are some topics left for your quant section, so for that you will have your appropriate classes. QBR, that is left for July batch specially, so we will be doing your QBR after the Diwali. So before that you will get a Diwali break. This is for July batch, है ना? नए batch के लिए अभी we'll start. We'll start your QBR. Once the Diwali break is over, you are supposed to revise quant as well as logical reasoning. Then we'll have your QBR classes. And when will the test start? So test has already started from 5th of October for July batch. So you can start giving test. Next test is on 12th of October. So these were just basic clarifications for the previous batch. Now for the new batch, tell me how many of you are first attempters? So you haven't given any attempt. जिन्हें attempts दे दिए हैं. Can you tell me like how is the UPSC pattern evolving? Because if you have given a certain number of attempts, you might have seen the patterns. पहले क्या था, अब कैसा हो रहा है. So what is the trend that you are seeing in UPSC? How is it evolving? Statement based. So कहाँ से statement based चालू हो गया था, अभी कहाँ पर है, मतलब normally you might not see statement based questions in 2021-22. यहाँ पर एक दो आए थे statement based questions. I'll call it as data sufficiency questions, है ना? But here we have seen relatively higher number of statement based questions. Let's look at the trend overall. So normally as a student they feel comfortable in RC first or the logical reasoning. So what UPSC did is in 2021 they increased the level of RC. Naturally next comes कि अब RC का level बढ़ गया, there is a lot of dilemma in the answers and all. So student might be preparing logical reasoning, relatively easier than the quant section. Here they increase the level of LR by mixing it with quant section. So they started introducing QBR sections यहाँ पर. QBR we'll see later on. This is quant based reasoning, and they started giving data sufficiency questions. Started from 2022 onwards. What about 23? One of the toughest paper that UPSC gave. What happened this year? So a lot of focus was on number system. Next, PNC. So for PNC they gave 10 questions this year, and QBR. So numbers of these three sections increased. Relatively बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया था यहाँ पर. These are those areas which are relatively difficult for students, especially non-maths background student. I am not saying non-science background. This is non-maths. आपने bio भी पढ़ी है, science भी, physics भी पढ़ी है. Still this becomes difficult for you. So non-maths background के लिए these are difficult topics. What happened in 2024? After this PNC वाला issue, since PNC is not there in class 10th and UPSC syllabus specifically says maths वाला जो section है इसमें class 10th level. This is not there in class 10th level in any of the syllabus across India. PNC is not there. So from 2024 and in 2025 UPSC is not giving PNC questions. 2 साल से तो नहीं दिया है. But what they did here, यहाँ पर it was relatively easy, but they increased data sufficiency questions यहाँ से. You might have seen last year's paper and this year's paper, around 9-10 questions of data sufficiency are being asked. So the concept is similar, what you are studying in different topics, but the pattern of asking question is difficult. What about this year? How many of you gave attempt this year and what was different? कितनों ने दिया था इस साल का? What was different this year? And why was it difficult? Assumption based questions RC में, and और कुछ difficult नहीं लगा. Assumptions क्या? Lengthy questions and समझ ही नहीं आए थे क्वेश्चंस. So what was the major thing here is, one major या very different was number system, around 18 questions. 18 questions solely from number system, है ना. Next, new pattern of questions. You might have seen questions like calculation of value 1, value 2, value 3, ऐसे करके there were some questions. Then they are asking whether value 1 is greater than value 2 or value 2 is greater than value 3. So such newer pattern of questions. And what happens in exam hall, if you are practicing a certain kind of questions, suddenly there is a new question, चाहे वो easy हो, डर लगेगा एकदम से देख के वहाँ पे करने में. So this is what they have changed. They have given some new pattern of questions in 2025, plus data sufficiency questions again increased. So this formed the base of difficult paper in 2025. Next year won't be easy again. There can be some new pattern of questions again. So we will be looking into that. What we will be doing here throughout our practice also, I'll be looking into all questions that are being asked in various aptitude examinations across India, UPSC levels, state examinations and all. And we'll be giving all those newer patterns in your practice sheets also. Abhi nahi, once the course is over, we will also have certain practice sessions. वहाँ पर we will be solving some newer pattern of questions also, just to tackle this issue of new pattern that is there, है ना. बाकी we'll be solving all of this in the class itself. Now, what are the pain points that you face in CSAT? Now this should come from your side. What are the issues that you're facing in CSAT? Normally you have given 1 or 2 attempts. So what are the things that you face? हाँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं होती. Time management, lengthy paper, and online people, I'll be looking at your chat. So you can also write there, you can also comment there. Next, आपका तो पहला अटेम्प्ट है. और क्या दिक्कत होती है? सोचा ही नहीं कभी. Number of questions to attempt, and see, you are coming for the CSAT class, so you might be facing some difficulty. थोड़ा सोचो खुद से कि क्या दिक्कत होती थी CSAT में. That is question selection, कि कौन सा करें कौन सा छोड़ें. And time management. See, I have listed down a few common fears of you. One is, sir, I am from non-maths background. Maths से डर लगता है. I have a fear of maths. I haven't done my maths. Yeah, I left my maths after 10th class. See, honestly, most of the people say, sir, I have left maths after 10th class. But if you are one of those who are not from maths background, probably you never loved maths till 10th class also. It is because you're supposed to have maths as a subject in board exams. That's why you studied maths till 10th also. So you never loved maths. There is always a fear of maths in you. And understand this, what you haven't studied या loved in the past 25 years, वो मुझे अगली 25 क्लास में आपको सिखाना है. वो सिखा देंगे, we'll see. But one thing, पहले इस डर से दूर हटना पड़ेगा. Just let go of that fear, that baggage, that I don't like maths. What we will be doing here is, we'll be focusing on concepts. Once the concept is clear, इवेंचुअली आपका मैथ्स अपने आप अच्छा हो जाएगा. हमेशा मैथ्स अच्छा नहीं होने में टीचर की गलती होती है. स्टूडेंट इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम देयर. बचपन में इफ यू गेट अ गुड टीचर इन मैथ्स, प्रॉबेबली मैथ्स आपका अच्छा हो जाएगा. हर केस में नहीं होता है, बट नॉर्मली इट इज देयर. सो fear of maths is one thing that is very common amongst the students. Next is slow calculation. It comes with the practice. Slow calculation and slow reading speed, both of them goes hand in hand. जो engineers है या math side वाले हैं, उनकी reading speed slow होती है because they never practiced into that. And the other side, you left calculation, so your calculation speed is slow. This will be solved with your practice problem itself. जितना practice हम करेंगे उसके साथ साथ ये चीज़ें जाती जाएगी. Conceptual gaps. अब ये this is very common thing. आपने कंसेप्ट पढ़े ही नहीं है. वॉट यू माइट हैव डन, सर यूट्यूब से 2-4 वीडियोस देख लिए, उसके थ्रू वी हैव सीन. सर PYQs लगा लिए and we just understood how to solve those kind of questions, लेकिन question change करके आ गया. So we don't know how to solve the question, we just know इस तरह का question कैसे करना है. So there is a missing of concepts there. So conceptual gaps are there. We'll be solving this in the class itself. This specifically is a problem with maths background की maths आती है कर देंगे, English तो हो जाएगी. So this overconfidence is a problem specifically with maths background students. Probably they have the maths background but then didn't solve it. इसीलिए सुनने में आता है कि ये तो IIT से था फिर भी इसका नहीं निकला CSAT, इसलिए इतना डिफिकल्ट पेपर है. वो IIT से था doesn't matter, उसने प्रैक्टिस नहीं करा इसलिए नहीं निकला. That is what is there. So to solve CSAT paper you don't need a maths background, you don't need an IIT वाला degree there, है ना. Newer pattern of questions, यहाँ पर I'll be digging deep into सारे papers across India जो हो रहे हैं prominent examinations, what are the patterns that are there, so that at least you are not seeing any newer thing there. Although I cannot promise you cannot see, UPSC might go to certain extent कि कुछ और नया pattern दे दिया, but at least you will be comfortable in majority of the questions. Subjectivity in RC answers, now this is a problem that is specifically there. ये तो paper आने के बाद even the coaching institutes are not able to give the right answers, you might have seen in the answer keys also. So this subjectivity will always be there, although UPSC has promised next year that they will give the answer key beforehand. ये अभी कोर्ट केस का आपको लोगों को पता होगा, they will give the answer key, provisional answer key will be there so that you can challenge there. So this will be there. Time management in exam, lengthy paper होता है. Now this specifically is a problem because you are not able to select the questions properly. So question selection is an issue. 2025 paper was no doubt difficult. 2025 paper was difficult but there were enough number of doable questions. आप देखोगे easier topics, especially LR से there were around 15 questions and all of them were doable. सारे के सारे concepts were there in class, previous year's classes, and all of them are doable. Imagine you do this 15 questions. Codes and series, there were four questions from codes and series, coding, decoding and series वाला. These were very easy questions. ये 8 question तो बस 2 topics थे. So question selection matters in the exam hall. We will be looking into that throughout the practice जो हम करेंगे इसमें. We will be doing some live practice in the class where you are supposed to solve questions with a timer on the board जहाँ पर 2 मिनट दूंगा and you will have to solve the questions within 2 minutes so that you know how to solve या how to manage time in exam. What are the questions that are doable within 2 minutes? What are the questions that you are supposed to leave? What are the questions that you are supposed to attempt? पढ़ना सब है, अभी से don't pick and choose the topic कि सर ये topic छोड़ दूंगा वो topic पढ़ूंगा. You only have an option of leaving or attempting a question if you know the topics in the exam hall. पहले से छोड़ दिया तो आपको वहाँ भी छोड़ना ही पड़ेगा. So right now don't choose your topics. This is what you need to leave for the exam hall कि वहाँ मैं छोड़ दूंगा question अगर difficult होगा तो. Right now we'll be doing with all the topics. अब how we'll go about doing all of this? First, so I'll be teaching concepts here. I'll start with a topic, I'll teach a few concepts of that topic, then we'll solve some questions. Then I'll teach again some topics, then we'll solve some questions. So we'll be doing things, we'll learn some concepts and we'll directly apply. So concepts का direct application के direct through questions we'll see. Once we are done with this, you have the worksheets. You are supposed to solve worksheets. Here you will get basic and advanced level of questions. Now this is to see how you are able to grasp the concepts. If you are facing difficulty in basic level of questions, so once the topic is over, I'll give you the worksheet. If you are facing difficulty in basic level of questions, probably आपके lecture में ही दिक्कत थी, आपको ढंग से समझ नहीं आया है. That means you are supposed to re-watch the lecture. If you are facing difficulty in advanced level of questions, that means you are facing problem in application of the concepts. You know the concept. You are facing difficulty in application of the concept. So this is grasping of the concepts. This will check the application of the concepts. So in whichever thing you are facing problem, you can always come to me. We'll sort out the issue. क्या क्या दिक्कत हो रही है कैसे. Next, we'll be moving to PYQs there. So we'll be solving all the PYQs. I'll provide you all the videos also for the PYQs. अभी के लिए you will get the PYQ sheets that are there. Once, so this part is where your classes will be done. Then your test will start. So you will have some sectional tests, so around 10 sectional tests and 5 full length tests are there. So once your course is done, you will have your test. Then in the month of March, so might be February end and March, you will have CSAT 500 revision classes. So here we will be solving 500 questions of UPSC level. वहाँ बेसिक नहीं करेंगे, वहाँ डायरेक्टली विल जंप टू एडवांस लेवल क्वेश्चंस, all of those questions that can come into the exam directly. So we'll be solving that, and once this is done, we'll be having live practice session every day till 1 week before your exam. So in the month of April and all, we'll have some live practice sessions around 3 to 4 p.m. daily. So topic उठाएंगे and we'll be solving advanced level questions there, so that आपका इस time पे when you're supposed to give your paper, at least आपका दिमाग चलेगा CSAT के लिए हर दिन. So we'll be solving questions. ये बाद में होगा, यहाँ पर your classes will be done and your test and rest other things will start. अब few basic doubts, sir, where will I get the recordings? So for that you need to log in into Sunya IAS website. On the My Subscriptions tab, you can click on the course that you have subscribed. So there are 2-3 different courses for CSAT that are going on. Just click on the course that you have subscribed. This particular page will open. First thing that you are supposed to do is join this private Telegram channel. So probably यहाँ पर जो है, I think all of you have joined this Telegram channel. Here is where you will get all the class updates, all the worksheets and everything about the class will be posted here. This is the video library where you will find all the recordings of the class. So like this you will have different libraries that are there. Abhi this might not be visible right now, so probably by the evening you will see all the libraries. Depending on what your batch is and what are the things that are covered in that batch, you will see all the videos there. Specifically you might be seeing basic maths. Now these are class 7 8th level maths videos. Up see, class is not homogeneous. There might be students from maths background already done engineering and all. There might be students from arts background and all. So depending on what you feel, sir, my maths is very weak, yeah, I am relatively comfortable in basic things. Depending on that, you are supposed to see basic maths videos. If you feel you are comfortable, you can skip that. We'll be covering everything in the class. But if you feel कि sir नहीं पढ़ा है maths, पिछले 10-15 साल से I haven't touched maths, go back and watch the videos. These are 5 videos only. So not everyone is supposed to watch. If you are comfortable, you can skip it. But if you feel like I am very weak in maths, these are 5 videos. You can cover it over a week. Right now, whatever topics that we are starting, you will not need much of maths there. But at least in the next 1 week, you can watch these 5 videos. These are basic maths videos. Okay. One last thing, there's a mentorship handle. So I'll be, see, one thing, you are here in the class because you face difficulty in CSAT, and CSAT में तब तक नहीं सही होगा till the time you are getting a personal attention in the class or you are getting your doubts sorted, चाहे class में चाहे personally. So if you feel shy, see, you can always ask your doubts here. Just raise your hand. Sir, I am facing doubt in this particular question. Please explain again. I'll explain. If you feel shy, yeah, if you are having some doubts, ki, sir, I'm solving but I'm not getting this question, you can always message me here on the Telegram handle. So this is a Telegram handle @CSAT Sunya. You can directly message me here. If you type this, you will get 2 things. So this is a channel. You cannot message here. This is the Telegram handle. So you will see Sunya IAS CSAT mentorship. You can directly message me all your doubts here. थोड़ा सा wait करना. Normally I reply within 24 hours. So as soon as I'll see your message, I'll reply here. But your first message should contain at least these 3 basic information, because आप लोगों के Telegram names जो होते हैं fictional होते हैं. So at least I should know who is the person that I am connecting here with. So just message me these 3 basic things over this Telegram handle. Then now let's start with logical reasoning. अब logical reasoning is one such topic that will fetch you marks. आप उसको जितना time दोगे उतना ज़्यादा marks मिलेंगे उसमें. But what comes into logical reasoning? This is what the UPSC syllabus says. This part comes under your reading comprehension. You have logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision making and problem solving, general mental ability. all of this portion is under logical reasoning that we'll cover, and this basic numeracy, data interpretation, this will cover in quant section. Specifically they have written class 10th level. And also I hope everyone knows that CSAT is a qualifying paper. 33% of marks is needed for that. कितने marks चाहिए? 33% means 67 marks are needed for that. But just by seeing this we cannot understand कि इसके अंदर पढ़ना क्या है. So what are the topics that we are going to cover in our logical reasoning? So I have listed down all the topics that we are going to cover. So broadly we'll cover all of this in our lectures. The topics that are listed here in the golden color, these are those topics which involve some calculation. बाकी topics relatively non calculative है, relatively बोल रहा हूँ, है ना? ऐसा नहीं कि बिल्कुल calculation is not there, but these are relatively calculation heavy topics compared to the other topics. Now we will be doing it, all of it except QBR, because QBR can be covered only when your quant is done. So I'll be covering it towards the end of your course. So people who are starting today, their QBR will be done sometime around in late December or January. So your QBR will be towards the end. For July people, we will be having QBR right now in after Diwali, है ना? अभी October में. So this will be dealt towards the end. Rest other things we'll do. You are not supposed to write this. लिखना है तो लिख लो. But ये मेरी हर class में I'll keep reiterating all of these topics. कौन से कर लिया? अब why do I say that LR is a low hanging fruit? See, what happens is maths में there is always a fear and डर लगता है सर कितना advanced level पे जाना है. What is the level of maths that is there in quant section? So there is this fear. यहाँ पर you only have basic calculation that is there. Not much maths is involved. There will be just basic calculation, multiplication, addition, यही करना होगा LR sections में if we talk about maths here. So there will be basic calculation. Quant questions are relatively lengthy. LR questions are not. So LR questions में they are relatively less time consuming, कम time लगेगा आपको solve करने में भी. Questions more or less they are predictable. Last year there were around 15 questions. All of them were covered in class. सबका pattern class में cover किया था. So there were no newer patterns या एकदम कुछ नया material नहीं था exam में. So all of it was covered in the class itself. You will not see कि यार ये क्या नया आ गया. So सब कुछ class में हो जाएगा. जो भी class में logic पढ़ेंगे everything will be applicable. So we will be solving everything with logic यहाँ पर. Will not go into much of calculations in this. So plus RC में there is a problem of reading load. If you see a huge passage ना पहले ही दिमाग थक जाता है कि नहीं पढ़ना इसको, अगला क्वेश्चन करते हैं. This happens. And let's say even if the passages are small, if you're solving 4, 5, 6 questions, if you have solved 4-5 question of your RC section, the next passage that you're jumping to, your brain is already overloaded with information there of the previous passages. So this reading load is very less in your LR. Plus there is no subjective interpretation like your reading comprehension section. So here comes the subjectivity in the answer keys that are there. So ये सब भी नहीं होगा because the answers that you are getting in LR section will have certainty. So it has good things for depending on your quant and RC section, it has good things of both the section. The answers will be certain. जैसे quant में there are certain answers, you will have certain answers in LR also. And it will not be confusing as there is a confusion in RC. So there are good things of both the worlds here. So LR इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ low hanging fruit है. Target all 15 questions. If there are 15 questions there in LR section, target all of them. But the bad thing is the questions are not in an order. So what happens is normally you will get questions in a chunk of 10. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say up till 10. So these questions are from RC section and these questions are normally from LR and quant section. And if the paper is quant heavy, normally what you will find is quant questions only. So LR questions are dispersed throughout the paper. तो थोड़ा सा ढूंढना पड़ता है. इसीलिए you might miss out on one or the other questions अगर आपकी speed slow है तो. सो LR में द प्रॉब्लम इज आपको ढूंढना पड़ेंगे पेपर में क्वेश्चंस कहाँ कहाँ है, बस दिस इज द ओनली इशू दैट इज देयर, बट कर लेंगे उसको भी. चलो, trend normally is, earlier there were around 25 questions, but now the number has decreased, and specifically this decrease is because they have introduced this quant based reasoning where quant is mixed with your reasoning. For example, you might have seen a question like what day will it fall, will it be on 10 to the power 10th day after today. So after, let's say 10 to the power 10 days from today, what day will it be? अब this is a question of calendars that we will learn in logical reasoning. कैलेंडर में का पूछा है कि कौन सा दिन होगा इतने दिन बाद, बट इसको सॉल्व करने के लिए व्हाट वी आर सपोज टू डू, वी आर सपोज टू फाइंड रिमाइंडर ऑफ दिस. अब ये रिमाइंडर निकालना हम सीखेंगे फ्रॉम नंबर सिस्टम. सो इवन दो इट इज अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ कैलेंडर्स, दे हैव मिक्स्ड नंबर सिस्टम इनटू इट. ऐसे ही वी विल सी सम क्वेश्चन ऑफ क्लॉक्स मिक्स्ड विथ योर स्पीड डिस्टेंस टाइम. So there were questions of clocks mixed with speed distance time. So this is your logical reasoning, but this comes your quant section. So we'll see all of these things in QBR. So they have increased the number of questions in QBR. इसीलिए normally we see a decline in number of questions of pure LR section. बस ये थे. अब we'll start the topic. One thing, I'll start from very basics. Assuming that all of you are at zero level in LR, है ना, because class is homogeneous. If you feel like कि sir मुझे थोड़ा तो आता है, you will be bored in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the class because I'll be starting from the basics, है ना. Anytime you feel like you have a doubt, the concept is not clear, just raise your hand. I'll repeat the question. If you are feeling shy, I'll be roaming in the class, coming to you. आप तब पूछ लेना मुझसे कि सर ये समझ नहीं आया. सो यू हैव द डाउट, जस्ट आस्क इट, जस्ट क्लियर इट आउट. आफ्टर द क्लास आई विल स्टे हियर ओनली 5-10 मिनट, यू कैन क्लियर द डाउट. आफ्टर दैट इफ यू फील लाइक आई विल बी इन द ऑफिस, यू कैन कम एंड मीट मी इन द ऑफिस. ठीक है, जस्ट क्लियर ऑल ऑफ योर डाउट्स. हाँ, शीट्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दो. ऑनलाइन पीपल, आई हैव गिवन द वर्कशीट इन द टेलीग्राम हैंडल, यू कैन गेट द वर्कशीट्स फ्रॉम देयर. डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दो, फिर चालू करते हैं. Now I'll be going in complete English. Online people, I'll be going in English, but wherever required I'll also repeat the concept in Hindi also. The full course will not be on YouTube. This is just the first class that is on YouTube. Rest others will be on a separate private channel. Chalo, let's start. Now first thing is direction sense that we'll be starting today. Since childhood we have a sense of direction. Google Maps, all of us are using Google Maps, so thoda about direction sense all of us know. What does this indicate? What is this? This is indicating north, but what do we call it? It is a compass. Normally it points towards north. While solving questions, what we'll do is we'll represent directions like this. ये सारी नहीं करना होगी, but normally what we'll do is this is north, you have east, west and south. These are our 4 universal directions. But tell me, when I'm making the directions like this, west is clear, west is that side, east is clear, east is this side, but where does north lie? If this is what I have made, where is north? Opposite to south to hai hi, that I know. But right now here in this room, if these are the direction cosines that I have made, where is north for me? Upar? So what happens is, if I lift up the board, if I keep it here, that direction is north. Isko uthakar if I keep it here, that is what is north direction, and south is towards you. So this is south, that becomes east, this becomes your west. Within this four, these are four universal directions that we have. Within this four, we have certain secondary directions. These are, so depending on in which two directions the particular secondary direction is lying, we call it as northeast. This is southeast. You have southwest and northwest. So these are four secondary directions. If not specified in the question, normally what we treat the angles, these angle is 90 degree. So between all the four directions that we have, all these angles are 90 degree. What about this angle? What is this? Normally we treat as 45, हम उसको exact बीच में मानते हैं. So this is 45 degree. Is this clear? So between all of this, angles are 45 degree. This is 45, this is 45. Can you tell me what is the angle between northwest and southwest? What is this angle? This will be 90 again, because this is 45 and this is 45. Throughout the topic, I'll keep pointing out what mistakes you are going to make in the exam. First mistake that you will make is, you will write east this side and west this side. होगा, it happens. नॉर्थ ईस्ट वेस्ट साउथ में जब हम लिखते हैं तो ईस्ट और वेस्ट कई बार इंटरचेंज कर देते हैं. सो जस्ट बी केयरफुल वाइल राइटिंग ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट. मैं भी कर देता हूँ, आप भी कर ही दोगे, ठीक है. सो दिस हैपन्स, वेरी नॉर्मल. सो दीज आर द डायरेक्शंस दैट वी हैव. अब इसमें फर्स्ट थिंग दैट वी हैव इज, you have north east west south are universal direction. So what next mistake that a student does is, so let's say this particular direction is north right now. Right now let us say this is north, but let's say I moved here, let's say I moved this side. Now where is north? North is still there. Even if you are rotating, the directions will not rotate with you. This is you who is rotating. Whichever direction is north only. So these are universal, they do not move as you are moving. Normally what we assume, मैं जिधर देख रहा हूँ उधर north है, ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है. So if this is north, north remains this side only. It is you who is rotating, ठीक है. Avoid this mistake. अब there will be questions where we will be calculating distances also. So normally what we do is, any distance calculated in north and south direction, that we call as vertical distance. Any distance that we are calculating east west direction, that is horizontal distance. This we will deal later in the distance section. Abhi we will be doing more of direction topics yahan par. Ab your left and right, this depends on you. What do I mean is, you have north east west south, all of these directions, they will not change depending on how you are rotating. But depending on in which direction you are facing, your left and right hand might indicate in different direction. For example, if you are facing north, your right hand will be towards, so your right side will be east and your left side will be west. But if you are facing south, your left now becomes east. Yahan par your left was west, here your left is east. अब what happens, normally there is, student make this mistake of left hand and right hand. There will be statements like takes a 90 degree turn towards his left या towards his right. तो there will be this language. अभी we'll solve a few questions जहाँ पर आपसे गलतियाँ भी करवाऊंगा. So normally there is this language of left and right that is written there. So you need to be careful in which direction the person is facing and where will his left and right hand lie. Left and right depends on the direction in which the person is facing, ठीक है. नॉर्थ ईस्ट वेस्ट साउथ यूनिवर्सल है, बट यहाँ पर लेफ्ट में कौन सा डायरेक्शन होगा, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द डायरेक्शन. अब रोटेशन, so there will be questions that will involve rotation of things. So if clockwise rotation is given, clockwise means it is the manner in which your clock is rotating, clockwise rotation. So this is what is clockwise rotation, anti-clockwise will be opposite to that. Ab clockwise rotation, see, if someone is rotating clockwise, can I say he is rotating towards his right hand? So these terms will be used interchangeably. Either clockwise rotation will be written or right hand rotation will be there. Ki rotating towards his right by, let's say, 90 degree or 45 degree, certain degrees might be given. So clockwise rotation or right hand rotation. If there is right hand rotation given, you can always rotate it towards clockwise वाला चीज, ठीक है? अब let's say a person is going from north, person is facing north and he is rotating clockwise by 135 degree. Where will it be facing then? He is in north, he is rotating clockwise by 135 degree, southeast. So what we have done is we have rotated towards his right hand side by 135 degree. Ab normally UPSC will give you, so these days, lately for the past 2 years UPSC is focusing on 45 degree wala rotation. 90 degree is very simple, आप सब कर लेते हो 90 degree, but 45 degree पे where UPSC is focusing, normally they'll give you 45, 135, 225 and 315. These are all multiples of 45 only. Abhi right now I asked you 135. 135 can be written as 90 plus 45 degree. So from north, if he is rotating 135 degrees, that means this is 90 degree and again 45. So he is total rotating 135 degree from this. So if he is in north, next he will move towards southeast direction. Up they might give you 225 degree. So let's say if the same person rotates anti-clockwise by 225 degree, tell me in which direction will he be facing now? South, southwest. From this point he is rotating. He is right now at southeast. He is rotating 225 degrees anti-clockwise. अभी भी देखो कितने लोग गलतियां कर रहे हो. Southeast. How many of you are saying southeast? West? West. So see, 225 degree. See, don't be shy in making mistakes. यहाँ जितनी कर सकते हो कर लो. Exam hall में नहीं होनी चाहिए. So I always encourage people to speak out जो भी answer आ रहा है, so that at least they know that they are making mistake in this and they'll rectify later. So 225 degree. This is 180 plus 45 degree. Now you know 180 degree turn is the opposite. So if a person is, let's say, facing this side, if he rotates 180 degree, he will be in exact opposite direction. So if a person is facing, southeast right now, and if he rotates 180 degree, can I say he will be in northwest now? So he is rotating anti-clockwise 180 degree. This is where he will face, and next he is also rotating 45 degree. So this is where he will face next. So he will be facing towards west when he is rotating 225 degree in anti-clockwise manner. अगर clockwise होता तो, had it been clockwise rotation from this, so he will go towards north. So now this will be 180 and next he will rotate this side. Okay? So next it would have been north direction. So you need to be careful of this 45 degree wala cheese. If you are seeing that the angle that is given is ending in 5, it should always click that some 45 degree multiple is there. How can I break it into 45 degree? How will you write this? 270 plus 45. So if I rotate 270 degree from north in clockwise manner, where will I go? This is 90, this is 90 and this is 90. So 270 from north is west. So you need to be careful whether it is clockwise rotation or anti-clockwise rotation and what is the angle by which it is rotating. If this is ending in 5, probably some 45 degree rotation is there, so you need to deal with it accordingly. ठीक है, कुछ कुछ गलतियां हैं जो आप लोग करोगे, अभी ही मैं पॉइंट आउट कर रहा हूं. अब let's start solving some basic questions, then I'll teach again. So start. These are some basic questions that we are dealing right now. Ashish, you can go back and watch. I have cleared where will you find all the lectures and all of this videos will be uploaded. So class will be uploaded normally by the evening. Before the day ends, the class will be uploaded on the portal. Just in case there are some technical things, so it might be uploaded the next day. Done. So you are just supposed to make 2 arrows right now. Always start your directions ka question by making this. You have 4 universal directions. Up first statement says pointing in the direction less than 45 degrees south of west. Tell me where will I make? First it is saying south of west. That means I need to go towards south direction from west direction. So this is west, but they are saying south of west. So south of west will lie somewhere in this region. So my arrows will be in this region. Is it greater than 45 or less than 45? It is less than. So now I know that this is what is 45 degree. But my angle should be less than 45 degree. That means arrow should be somewhere here and this angle should be less than 45 degree. कितनों ने गलती करी है? कहाँ बना दिया? नीचे ले गए थे. So you need to be careful of the degrees. ऐसा question नहीं आएगा. They will not give you this question. It is just that we are practicing abhi. Next says pointing in the direction more than 45 degrees north of east. North of east. That means from east I am supposed to go towards north wala direction. Ab is it more than or less than? More. So can you tell me, will it lie above this line or below this line? Above, because I know that this angle is 45. They are saying more than 45 degrees. That means I need this angle to be greater than 45. So this is where my second arrow. This is your second question, है ना? This is first question. This is where my second arrow should lie. अच्छा, इसी में just a general question. Let's say arrow is like this. This is 45 degree. The angle is greater than 45 degrees. So similar to the second case. If there is a point here, can you tell me this distance will be greater or this distance will be greater? So let's say this is distance A and this is distance B. Can you tell me A will be greater or B will be greater? B is greater. पक्का? इसमें तो doubt नहीं है, क्यों? So what we have is this line is this 45 degree line is the middle points of all of this. So if I have any point that is lying here on this line, it will be at equal distances from both the axes. If the point lies here, then this length will be shorter, this length will be greater. If the point lies here, let's say you have this, so this length will be shorter and this length will be greater now. So you need to be careful कि कहाँ है point. एक PYQ कर लिया हमने इतने discussion में. This was a previous year question that was there, that you are supposed to guess which distance is greater and which distance is shorter. although I think this was 2019 question, but there was this question that you are supposed to see which distance is greater, which distance is shorter. So is this clear? This is the line where you will have equal distances from both the axes. If a point lies here in this range, that means this distance is shorter, this will be greater. Okay? Next question, try solving this. Adya and Rakesh, document contains all of this question. So probably you might not have joined the Telegram, the private Telegram group that is there. So I have shared the document on this private Telegram group that is there. So if you have subscribed for the course, you will get access to this private Telegram group and you can join it from there. There you will get the document. See, if any point of time you feel like I'm going a bit fast, you can ask me to slow down. It takes a couple of classes so that I can know your speed, your level at which you are catching. उसके बाद we'll calibrate कि कितनी speed पे जाना है. It might happen that I am going very slow, so you can also point out कि sir थोड़ा we can move faster. But normally starting में we'll go slow. अब Rachel is turning from east to northwest. So she is facing east. Always start your question by making this diagram. She is facing east. And now she is turning towards northwest. So from this direction, she is turning northwest. How many degrees is she rotating when seen from both clockwise and anti-clockwise direction? So clockwise direction will be from here till here. So we need to calculate this angle. We know that northwest is written. So I can assume that this is 45 degree, this is also 45 degree. If I want to calculate angle from in clockwise manner, this angle is supposed to be yahan tak. From east to west it will be 180. So can I say in clockwise angle is 180 plus 45, that is 225 degree. Similarly in anti-clockwise, this angle I'll have to calculate. This is 45 and this is 90. So anti-clockwise, they might give you counterclockwise also. So anti or counterclockwise both are same. So this is 90 plus 45, that is 225 degree, 135 degree. Done? Chalo. Ab just take out your copy and pen. I'll say a question. Just draw the diagram, don't write the question. Okay? It is just for the practice purpose. So online people, you can also draw the diagram simultaneously. Let's say a person is facing right now in the west direction. So a person is facing west. You'll have to draw the diagram, don't write the question. He rotates 225 degrees anti-clockwise. अपनी कॉपी में बनाओ, दूसरों का मत देखो. 225 degree anti-clockwise. Then he rotates 135 degree clockwise. then he takes a right turn, then 45-degree clockwise, now what is his final direction? West, north, नॉर्थ, साउथ। सी अब देखो कितनी गलतियां हुई है इतने आंसर्स दिए, सब ने अलग अलग डायरेक्शंस बोली। व्हाट्स योर आंसर? साउथ। 37? हाँ, टेक 30 सेकेंड्स, ड्रॉ। आई जस्ट वांट टू लुक एट योर मिस्टेक्स, इसीलिए आई गेव यू दिस क्वेश्चन। I'll repeat the question. A person is facing west, then he rotates anti-clockwise by 225 degrees, then clockwise by 135 degrees, then he takes a right turn, and then clockwise by 45 degree. Just draw the diagram how he is rotating. नहीं नहीं नहीं, चलो, that's good that so many doubts popped up. हाँ, northwest. अब see, first mistake, I gave this question specifically to look first आप लोगों से गलतियां करवाऊं मैं और फिर वो चीज बताऊंगा। दिस आर द मिस्टेक्स दैट यू विल डू। अ फर्स्ट मिस्टेक दैट यू विल डू, इफ आई से दैट द पर्सन इज लेट्स से फेसिंग वेस्ट अभी राइट नाउ, एंड इफ आई एम सेइंग दैट पर्सन इज फेसिंग वेस्ट एंड ही इज रोटेटिंग लेट्स से 90 डिग्री, अभी इसको नहीं डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, लेट्स से ही इज रोटेटिंग 90 डिग्री, he is facing west, he is in at this point, when you are doing, he is rotating 90 degree, you do this, but what mistake that you are doing is, the mistake is you assume that the person was here and now the person is here. The person is standing at this point only and he is rotating. Person is not going anywhere, person is at that particular point only and he is rotating. तो अब जो आपको confusion हो रहा है सर right hand rotation या right turn का कैसे करना है, the person is that at that point only, it is the final direction that he is we are supposed to answer here. वो वहीं पर खड़े खड़े rotate करना है, he is not moving, so he is still at this point. अब let's draw this and see how he will move when he is taking a right turn. So the person is not moving all across, he is at this point only and he is taking a turn. ये यहाँ पर जितनों ने गलती करी है ना right turn में, we'll see कि how you are doing a mistake here. So person was here and he was facing west. So this, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first he was here facing west, 225 degree anti-clockwise. Now 225 anti-clockwise will, where will he go? Now he is standing here, he won't go anywhere, he will just face this direction. So next, this is 225 degree anti-clockwise, ये पूरा this turn. So now he is here only, he is facing northeast, this is where he will face in the second point. Next he is moving 135 degree clockwise. So this is 45 plus 90. Can I say this is 135 degree clockwise? 135 clockwise. So this is where he will be. This is south at 0.3. He is still at this point only. वो यहाँ नहीं है. He is here only. Now he is taking a right turn. Now most of you, what you did is, sir, he is here. Now he is taking a right turn, so he will be here only and he will face here. Nahi, he is here at this point, and now when he is taking a right turn, where will he go? This is what his right turn is, because if the person is facing in south, this will be his right, this will be his left. If you are confused between right and left, kuch din tak while practicing, just write where is right and where is left. So he is taking a right turn, he will again face towards west. So this is where he is after fourth point. So he is here facing west again, and now 45 degree clockwise. So 45 degree clockwise will mean here. Fifth point, he will be in northeast. This is what you see your answer, 45 degree. अब कितनों ने ये गलती करी थी यहाँ पे? Almost 50% of the class. Sorry, northwest, northeast लिख दिया मैंने. Northwest है ना? Done? और करना है कैसा प्रैक्टिस? ठीक है, चलो राइट अनदर क्वेश्चन. हटा दूं ना इसको? Let's say now a person is facing east. A person is facing east. Then he rotates 225 degrees clockwise. Then 90 degree clockwise. Takes a left turn. And then takes a U-turn. What does U-turn mean? It is complete 180 degree rotation. Tell me his final direction. बाकी लोग भी करो. So left and right turn are 90 degree turns. U-turn is complete 180 degree turn. Suddenly the accuracy jumped from 20% to about 80%. डिस्कस करें. So a person is facing east. So right now he is in this direction, let's say 0.1, 225 degree clockwise. So from here he will rotate in the clockwise manner 225 degrees. So this is 180 plus 45. Can I say he will face here? 225 degree clockwise rotation. Next 90 degree clockwise. Tell me where will he go? Clockwise rotation. So he will move this side 90 degree. So he will be facing here. This is third point. 90 डिग्री है ना, this is also 90 between these two secondary directions, this is also 90. Next he is taking a left turn, so if he is taking a left turn, can I say he will again move 90 degree, but now here, so he will be back here, so left turn will be 90 degree only, so from this 3 he'll again move to 2, so from northeast he'll again go to southwest, so this is where he is after this fourth point. From here he is taking a left turn is 90 degree turn. Next he is taking a U-turn, U-turn is completely 180 degree turn. Now it can be either clockwise or anti-clockwise, doesn't matter, it is completely 180 degree. So 180 degree means it is opposite to where he is facing, so it will be completely opposite. So he was at southwest, he will be in, so ये क्या लिखा है मैंने, northwest, he will be southeast. Fifth, after left turn he is taking 180 degree turn, so 180 degree turn is complete opposite, so from here either it can be this turn or it can be this turn. Huh, done, clear, can we move next? Huh, एक और अभी we will be solving in the questions also. चलो try this one. Now you will find all the characters of friends in my question. U-turn, see U-turn is completely 180 degree turn, so let's say a person is facing north, if he is taking a U-turn, U-turn is completely opposite turn, so while driving, let's say you are taking a U-turn, that means you are going opposite, so from north if he is taking a U-turn, that means he will go towards south. अब it can be either clockwise or anti-clockwise, दोनों चलेगा इसमें, ठीक है, so this is just the opposite of it. हाँ, तो you will find all the characters of friends in my question. किसी ने देखा है? रॉस का भी था. Any of you watched Friends? देखा है ना? See, just a clarification. Either the language will say left turn, left or right turn. When you have this language, it means 90 degree turn. If they want any other angle, so they'll give you, let's say 45 degree towards his right. So this is whatever angle that they have. So you have to move towards the right side, but only by this angle. If they have not mentioned any angle, if they have just given turn, left or right turn, that means they are talking about 90 degree turn. Preeti, you will get links of all the lectures in the same Telegram group. Done? Now next point, whenever there are distances involved, try to make distances proportional. By this what I mean is, let's say this distance represents from here to here, let's say this represents 10 kilometer, and now let's say he's going by 5 kilometer here. I'm not explaining this question, है ना? अब let's say when he's taking a turn and moving 8 kilometers this side, this 8 should look less than 10. इसको बड़ा नहीं बनाना है, मतलब this is the common sense that you're supposed to use कि 8 किलोमीटर इससे छोटा ही दिखना चाहिए. So try to make distances in a proportional manner कि if it is 8 kilometers it should be look greater than 5 and should be less than 10. नहीं तो what will happen, not in this question but in some other question, let's say a final direction is asked and you have made 8 kilometers like this, so final direction from here and here this will be different. ये गलतियां होगी आगे जाके if you are not making directions in proportion. So always have this thing in your mind that direction should be made proportional. To the scale नहीं बनाना है, but at least it should look less. 8 should look less than 10. अब Joey travels a distance of 10 kilometers towards east from his house. So from his house he is starting towards east. He moves 10 kilometers. Then travels 10 kilometers towards north. So from here he start moving towards north, so this is 10 again. Then a distance of 10 kilometers towards west. So this was 10. Can I say if he is moving 10 kilometers, this will be in straight line? So this is again 10 kilometers towards west. And finally 10 towards north. So from here he will go 10 towards north. So this is where he is finally. This is initial. This is final. In which direction is he from his house? From here to here he is in north. In exam in any question direction is asked, you need to be careful that whether they are asking from initial to final or final to initial. Basic mistake है, गलती होगी. CSAT is not difficult because of difficult questions. CSAT is also difficult because of silly mistakes. And भर के होती है silly mistakes वहाँ पे. And especially in exam conditions हो जाती है ये mistakes. This is very human of us to make silly mistakes. इसलिए try to be conscious there and try to avoid such mistakes. What is the total distance covered by him? So total distance is sum of all of this. So you are taking sum, that means this is 40. So 40 kilometer. What is vertical and horizontal distance? Vertical is count all the distances moved in north-south direction. In north-south he is moving 10 here and 10 here. So total 20. In east-west direction is where we are counting horizontal distances. So यहाँ पर will it be 10 plus 10 or is it 0? Because 10 moving this side, 10 moving this side. It is 10 plus 10. They are asking about the distance that he has traveled. So he has traveled 10 here and 10 here. So this is again 20. ठीक है? Try next one. See, in the class, don't be conscious by seeing other people कि इसका आंसर जल्दी आ रहा है, मेरा लेट आ रहा है. It will happen eventually because students are at different level, but उनसे डरना नहीं है. You are here to learn, so take your time. Bas try to solve the questions by the concepts that are being taught. And जिसका हो गया है, थोड़ा सा शांत रहना, चिल्लाने मत लगना आंसर निकाल के, ठीक है? Can we discuss? So Ross walked 50 meters towards east. So let's say these are the direction cosines that we have. Ross is here. He walked 50 meters towards east. So let's say this is 50. Then he turned to his left and walked 20 meters. From this point he turned towards his left. Where will he go? From here he is turning towards left. अगर left right में confusion हो तो right turn is clockwise, left turn is anti-clockwise. So from here he is turning, he is at this point, he is turning left, he will move towards north and he moves by कितना मीटर है? 25 meters. So he is moving by 25 meters. Now he is at this point, he again turned to his left. Acha 20, I read that. So this is 20 meters. Then he turned to his left and walked 25. So from here also he is taking a left turn and he is walking 25 meters. Now this was 50. Can I say 25 will be approximately somewhere here, beach mein? So this is 25 meters. He again turned to his left. From here also he is turning left. So right now he is facing this side. From here he is taking a left turn. Can I say he will move here, taking a left turn? So he will start moving towards south and walked 20 meters. So this was 20, this is also 20. So he will reach this line only. So this is where he is finally. Initial starting point was this. At what distance is he from the starting point? Can you calculate this distance? This total was 50, out of which we know that this and this distances are same. So these two are 25 only. So out of 50 I will subtract 25, I will get 25 meters. And in which direction? So they are asking the direction. This is east. So 25 meters east. We are solving some basic questions of distance also. Pythagoras wale questions we will do towards the end, jahan par we will involve Pythagoras also. Try this one. Read the question properly. Read the question properly. What was the first mistake that I pointed out? In the start of the lecture, what was the first mistake that I told you? North, east, west, south are universal directions. If a person is moving, north, east, west, south doesn't move. Tell me who is moving here? Ross. So Ross is at some point, he starts rotating, he starts moving. Wind is blowing in a particular direction. What is finally asked? In which direction is wind blowing? So it doesn't matter in which direction Ross is moving, Ross is rotating. What is asked is in which direction is the wind moving. So whichever number of turns Ross can take wind is moving in west direction, wind keeps moving in west direction. ठीक है? So you need to be careful of this. करना नहीं था क्वेश्चन में कुछ सॉल्व. It is just that wind किस डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रही है वो देखना है. They are not asking anything about Ross. They are just asking about wind. Wind was blowing in west direction. Wind keeps blowing in west direction. ये बस आपको रिमाइंड कराने के लिए डाला था कि क्वेश्चन यू शुड रीड द क्वेश्चन प्रॉपरली एंड स्टिक टू द बेसिक्स. जो पूछा है नॉर्थ ईस्ट वेस्ट साउथ आर यूनिवर्सल डायरेक्शन, दे विल नॉट चेंज. ठीक है, चलो ट्राई नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अब दिमाग लगाओ कैसे करेंगे. अभी तक वी वर डीलिंग विथ वन लेफ्ट वन राइट ओनली. हो गया. Now first thing, tell me, if I am taking a left turn, let's say I am facing this side, I took a left turn and then I again took a right turn. Can I say my direction is unchanged? It will be same only. So if I take some number, n number of left turns, but then I take n number of right turns, n कुछ भी हो सकता है. Can I say this left and right will be balanced and I'll face in the same direction only? One left, yeah, 10 left will balance 10 right turns. So can I say Phoebe is taking certain number of left turns and certain number of right turns. So left and right turns will balance out each other. Let's see how many left and how many right turns she is taking. So Phoebe takes 16 left. So she is taking 16 left turn, 20 right turns, 20 right, and then 13 left turns again, and then 10 right turns. So in total she took 29 left and 30 right. So can I say 29 left turns will be balanced by 29 right turns? If she is taking 29 left turns, बार बार घूम रही है, and then she took again 29 right turns, can I say both of them will be balanced and she'll face the same direction after 29 left and 29 right? But she took one extra right. So can I say effectively she took one right turn? Can I say this? While doing all of this, in effect she has moved just one right turn. अब यहाँ तक probably many of you have reached till here. Now all those students who are saying south as the answer, just read the question. If she is finally in east direction, then find her initial direction. So you will be given this, that final direction is given and they are asking the initial direction. Ab how will I reach to this final direction? This final direction is where she is facing after taking this right turn. So she is facing finally in east direction. This is where she is facing. She is facing in this direction by taking a right turn. They are asking us what was her initial direction. So initial direction क्या होगी? north. So they are asking us from which direction did she took a right turn and now she is facing east. So she might have taken a right turn from north. So from north, if she takes a right turn, she will face east. You can also see it this way. In order to balance this right turn, we can take a left turn from the final direction. So from the final direction, take a left turn in order to balance this. So she was facing initially in the north direction. From here, if she takes a right turn, she will face east. Is this clear? Everyone? No. This is not given in the question. Ki where was she facing? This is what we are supposed to find. We are not assuming that she is facing north. What? Hmm? No, it is not that every time we are supposed to assume that the person starts from north side. It all depends on the question. For simplification, we can start from north side if nothing is given. But it is not that in every question the person starts from north side. उसको assume करना जरूरी नहीं है. If the initial direction is not given, we'll have to first take the cue from the final direction and accordingly we'll have to find the initial direction. So यहाँ पर final direction was given, this was east and she has reached east direction by taking one right turn. This is what in effect she has moved. So she has moved just one right turn and now she is facing east. So from where she has moved the right turn? She has moved the right turn from north only. Because if she moves a right turn from south, she will be facing west. ठीक है? Also you can see this like this also. After taking 16 left turns, can I say 4 left or 4 right turns? If a person is taking 4 left turns, 1 2 3 and 4, 4 बार अगर मैं यहाँ घूम जाऊंगा तो I'll be facing the same direction only. So 4 left turns and 4 right turns in effect means the same only, same direction. 4 left turn ले लो and 4 right turn ले लो, कुछ भी ले लो, you will again face the same direction. So आप इसको इस तरह से भी सोच सकते हो. हाँ जी, हाँ, it means the same only. Try next one. Yes, Navya, this is what we have done here. हाँ, करो करो 30 seconds more, then we'll discuss. If you are confused with 5 left is after 4 left turns, he will be in the same direction. So you can write it as 4 plus 1. So this is just one left turn effectively. आप लोगों को ठंड तो नहीं लग रही ना? इसको बंद करवा दूं इसी को? नहीं, बिकॉज द वेदर इज चेंजिंग ना, तो सर्दी हो जाएगी. Ross on his way to museum moves 25 kilometers in south direction. So let's say Ross is starting from this point. He is moving 25 kilometers in south. So this is 25 towards south. Then he takes 5 left turns. From this point he is taking 5 left turns. Up can I say 5 left turns means after 4 left turn he will be in same direction. So he was facing here, 1 left, second left, third left, मैं right घूम रहा हूँ, sorry, 1 left, second left, third left and fourth left. He'll again be in same direction after 4 left turns. In effect I need 5 left turns, which means 1 left turn only. So here he was facing this side, he will take a left turn. He'll start moving in this direction. कितना चलेगा? He moves 20 kilometers. So from here he is moving 20 kilometers. He reached till this point. Then he takes 3 right turns. So right now he is facing this side and now he is taking 3 right turns. So this will be first right turn, this will be second right turn, this will be third right turn. First, second and third right turn. So he will start moving towards north now. Moves 25 kilometers. So this was 25. Can I say he will again be in the same level here after moving 25 kilometers? Turns right again. From here he is turning. Right now he is facing this side. He turns right. He will start moving towards east. Moves 15 kilometers. So he moves 15 kilometers. He will reach this point. Distance and direction of the museum from the starting point. First thing, again, be careful. Direction कहाँ से कहाँ पूछिए? तो right now they are asking us this direction. They might ask us the opposite also. So you need to be careful of this. So this is east and distance will be, this is 20. So can I say this distance will also be 20? So 20 plus 15 makes it 35. So 35 kilometers east is the right. Easy है? अभी difficult करेंगे questions को. Try this one. नहीं, ठीक है। Be careful of the turns and the angle. चलो, it is good that many of you are able to make the diagram. कुछ लोग अभी भी making mistakes in the turn, so you need to be careful. X and Y start from a point simultaneously, so let's say X and Y, both of them are starting from this particular point. X moves to south and travels 3 kilometers, so let's say X is moving towards south, traveling 3 kilometers, and Y moves to east and travels 6 kilometers, so Y moves towards east and travels 6 kilometers. X takes 90-degree clockwise turn, so where is X facing right now? In which direction? South, because he was moving towards south. So from this direction he will take 90-degree clockwise turn. This is clockwise turn, 90-degree. So he will start moving towards this side. कितना चलेगा? Travel 6 kilometers. So from here he is traveling 6 kilometers. Let's say this is the point where he is reaching. Y takes 270-degree anti-clockwise turn. So where is Y facing right now? East side. From here Y is taking anti-clockwise turn. Anti-clockwise will be this motion, and how many degrees? 270. 270 would mean this is 90-degree, 180-degree and 270-degree. So now Y starts moving in this direction, 8 kilometers. So this was 3, 8 will be somewhere here. This is 8 kilometers. This is where Y is moving. Then takes 90-degree turn clockwise. So from here he was facing this side, he will take a 90-degree clockwise turn. So he will also start moving towards west side now. कितना चलेगा? 12 kilometers. So this was 6, this is 6. Can I say 12 will be almost in line with this? This is where Y is finally. कितनों का सही बना था ये डायग्राम? चलो काफी लोगों का. Which of the following is true regarding this position? So the position that we have is, this is initial point, this is where X is, this is where Y is. Distance between X and Y is more than 5 kilometers. So what is this distance that we are supposed to calculate? कैसे निकालेंगे? So this was 3. Can I say if this was 3, this is also 3? If this is 8 and this is 3, what is this distance? 5 kilometers. So can I say this distance should be 5 kilometers only? So more than 5 नहीं है, it is 5 kilometers. X lies south of Y, नहीं, Y is lying south of X, X lies north of Y, तो south में नहीं है. Both X and Y are in southwest of the starting point, so this is the starting point. Can I say this directions are southwest directions, because this is west, this is south. अब यहाँ पे ये नहीं सोचना है कि सर this is not exact 45 degree. Directions in general here in this quadrant will be southwest only, so general directions are southwest, so this is correct, only 3 is correct. Is this clear? Try next one. This is a previous year question from 2022. कोई भी assume करो. See, if no directions are given, you can assume any direction. It is just that finally what is given in the question, you need to apply that. Normally we assume north, because if a person is moving towards north, his left and our left coincides. South में उल्टा हो जाएगा. चलो, this is relatively easy, करो जल्दी. चलो, let's discuss. Two friends X and Y start running and they run together for 50 meters in same direction. So let's say they start running from here. I am assuming that they are running towards north. For 50 meters they run together in the same direction and reach a point X. They reach here. X turns right from here. X is turning towards right and runs 60 meters. So X runs 60 meters. While Y turns left and runs 40 meters. So Y is turning left and running 50 meters. Then X turns left and runs 50 meters. So from this point, X is facing that side, he turns left, he will run 50 meters. Y turns right, so Y was facing this side, he will take a right turn. When he takes a right turn, he will start moving in this direction and then stops. How far are two friends from each other? So how far are these two friends now? This is X, this is Y. We need to find this distance. ये कितना है? कैसे निकालेंगे? We just know that this distance is 60 plus 40. So this means this is 100 meters. Because इस point से from this line both of them were 50 meters away. So horizontal distance is what is there in between these two. There is no vertical distance between these 2 points. So this distance is 100. Now try this question. Then we'll solve 2024 PYQ. What is different about this question? Initial direction is not given. Chalo, what is the answer? East. After traveling, now see, this question is different because initial direction is not given and initial direction is asked. Assume any direction. जो भी मन करे उसको assume कर लो. We can rotate the coordinates according to our convenience. कैसे करेंगे अभी हम देखते हैं. After traveling 10 kilometers, Joey turned left and traveled a distance of 5 kilometers. Which direction should I assume? Let's assume north, because we are convenient. Left and right direction, right hands align there. So after traveling 10, Joey turned left. So let's say he started traveling in this direction. He traveled 10 and he turned left. So now he will start moving in this direction. He traveled a distance of 5. Then turned right. Again from here he was moving in this direction. He will turn right and cover a distance of 5 kilometers. So now he is here at this point. Then turned 180 degree in anti-clockwise direction. So right now he was moving in this direction. At this point he is moving in this direction. He is making 180 degree turn in anti-clockwise direction. So from here he will move now in this direction. Opposite direction में जाने लगेगा after making 180 degree turn. And it is given in the question that now he is moving towards west. That means this direction is west. From here he is taking a turn. He's taking a turn and he starts moving in this direction, 180 degree turn, and this direction is given to us as west. If this is west, we need to find what direction is the initial direction. Initial direction was this. So if this is west, what is this direction? This will be east. अब यहाँ तो it was easy that directly opposite direction is being asked. अब let's see a question. Let's say a person starts traveling, he moves somehow, and finally this direction was given to you as, let's say, south. In some question, like the previous question, this direction was west, and I ask you, if this is south, then what direction is this? सोचो कैसे निकालोगे? If this direction is south, abhi I am just rotating everything. If this is south, can you tell me what direction is this? अब इसको कैसे करना है? Northwest. अब always rely on these basic coordinates: north, east, west, south. Using this, make a new coordinate for you in such a manner that this particular direction is south. How will we make this? If we start rotating from south, let's say I am rotating 90-degree clockwise, we'll rotate 90-degree clockwise from south, we'll go towards west. So if I rotate 90-degree clockwise from south, I will always reach west. Every time I move 90-degree clockwise from south, I will encounter west direction only. So if you move 90-degree clockwise from south, you will encounter west. So this direction has to be west. If you move 90-degree clockwise from west, you will go towards north. So 90-degree clockwise will be north. ऐसे ही again this 90-degree will be east. So these are the new coordinates that we can draw based on this. So now this becomes northwest. Accordingly आप बाकी भी देख सकते हो क्या क्या हो जाएगा. Is this understood? How we can find the new coordinates depending on this? Just pick a direction, start rotating. Pick a direction, start rotating either anti-clockwise or clockwise, जैसे भी आपको rotate करना है. You can directly rotate the paper, but don't make the mistake. Try this question. ठीक है. हो गया सॉल्व? हाँ, ठीक है। सब पहले क्यों गलती कर रहे थे साउथ वेस्ट लगा के? Now see, a person walks 100 meter westwards and then turns left. So let's say he starts from this point, he walks 100 meters westwards, turns left, he will move towards south now and walks 100 meters. So again he is walking 100 meters. So he is at this point after this. He then takes 225-degree turn clockwise. Now this is where most of the students make mistake. He is at this point, 225-degree turn clockwise. The mistake that people do is, sir, he is at this point, he is moving 225-degree clockwise, now he will be here. ये नहीं करना है. He is at this point, he will be at this point only. He is just rotating at that point itself. He is not going all the way across here. ठीक है? पहले भी बताई थी same mistake. You are not supposed to do this. He is here at this point. Right now he is facing here. He will rotate 225-degree in clockwise. So 225 is 180 plus 45. This is why I told you UPSC is playing on this 45-degree. So 180-degree turn is opposite and then 45 more. So can I say now he will be facing this side? So he will face this side now. This is what is 225-degree clockwise turn is. He takes this turn. In which direction is he walking now? So they are just asking us this direction. They are not asking us in which direction is he from the starting point. That becomes a different question. This is the starting point, this is the final point. They are not asking us in which direction is he from the starting point. They are asking us in which direction is he walking now. So now he will be walking, he will be facing in that direction. So this direction is, normally we have north and east here, so this becomes northeast direction. Is this clear? ये सब छोटे छोटे डाउट्स होंगे एग्जाम में आ जाते हैं when you are under pressure. Done? Try this question. इसका आंसर? Where is 11? 11th क्वेश्चन नहीं था इसमें. So there was this 11th question also that was not in the slides, so probably I missed it. तो उसको अभी इसके बाद कर लेंगे. We'll solve 11th question after this, that is there in your worksheet. देखना पड़ेगा. I don't have the answers. We'll solve अभी. हो गया? चलो, a person walks 100 meters straight from his house. अब initial direction is not given and they are asking us the initial direction only. So let's assume any direction right now. Let's assume that he starts walking in this direction. I'm not saying that this direction is north direction. This direction is the initial direction. I need to find what is this direction based on the final directions that is given in the question. So he starts walking in this direction. I am not saying that he is walking in north direction. He is walking in this direction. So walks 100 meter straight. Let's say this is 100 meter. He reached this point. Turns left and walks 100 meter again. So from here he is taking a left turn. He will move here. I hope अब ये डायरेक्ट समझ में आता है कि ये लेफ्ट टर्न है. Again turns left. From here he is turning left. He will walk towards south. South नहीं मतलब नीचे 300 meters. So somewhere here he will reach. This is 300 meters. Then turns right and walks 100 meter to reach his office. From here he is turning right turn. He is facing this side. Takes a right turn. He will reach somewhere at this point. This was 100. This was 300. Now this point, the information that is given is in which direction does he walk initially from his house if his office is exactly in the northeast direction. So from here his office is exactly in the northeast direction. So they are saying that this direction is northeast exactly. This is what the question is saying. So if this direction is northeast, what is this direction? We need to find this. कैसे करेंगे? सब फर्स्ट थिंग, अगर नहीं समझ में आ रहा, जस्ट रोटेट इट एंड अलाइन दिस एरो टू नॉर्थ ईस्ट. कॉपी घुमा लेना. एग्जाम में इफ यू हैव अ कंफ्यूजन, जस्ट रोटेट योर पेपर. Align this to the normal conventional directions that we have. So this is north, this is east, west, south. Align this arrow in such a manner that it looks like northeast. आपको अपने आप आंसर मिल जाएगा ये कहाँ है. This is what you can do, first thing. Second, they are saying that this direction is northeast. We need to find this. Can you tell me if this is northeast, which is north? Is this north or is this north? How will I reach to north from northeast? So from northeast, if I take a right turn, if I start moving clockwise from northeast, if I start moving clockwise, if I take a right turn नहीं बोलना चाहिए, if I move towards my right from northeast, I will reach towards east. So if I move towards right from here, yeah, if I move towards clockwise from here, I should reach towards east. So this should be east, this should be north. Opposite of north is south, opposite of east is west. So this particular direction is the initial direction in which he was walking, and this is south direction. So these kinds of questions are relatively common. अब इस तरह से पूछ रहे हैं that initial direction is not given, some final direction reference is given. Based on that you are supposed to find the initial direction. Sorry, I didn't get you. एक बार repeat. I'll repeat this. This was northeast. From northeast, let's say I am moving clockwise. If I move clockwise from northeast, I will encounter east direction. So if I move clockwise from northeast, I will encounter east direction. If this is east, this becomes north, क्योंकि this was northeast. It is supposed to be between north and east. So this is east, this is north. Opposite of north will always be south. So this is south. Opposite of east will always be west. This is west. ठीक है? So this is northeast, so this is south. You can just rotate it also, the paper. Is this clear? I think it is almost time. We'll start from here in the next class, and the question that is missing, we'll also solve that also in the next class, 11th question, because slide mein hai nahi to others might face difficulty, online people, because they might not have the question. So we'll start from where we are leaving today, tomorrow. We'll start exactly at 3, so try to be on time. But if you have any doubt from today's part, we'll discuss abhi. Online people, if there are any doubts, I'll discuss. You can post it on the chat here. Online people, if there are no doubts, we'll end the chat here. You can always message me on this @CSAT Sunya. Just give me your basic details, what your name is, what is your registered email ID and all. You can connect with me here. Chalo, thank you everyone. How did I determine the directions in question 13? See, in question 13, I took the initial direction like this. Let's say this was the direction, northeast was given. From here, I need to rotate in such a manner that this becomes northeast, and this is what I need to find. From northeast, if I rotate, let's say clockwise, I will encounter east. So from northeast, if I rotate clockwise, I will encounter east. So this is what is east. If this is east, then this becomes north, because northeast will lie between north and east. Opposite of east will be west, opposite of north will be south. So this is how we can determine the classes, directions. Rotation should be done from the point at which they are. So if a person is here, rotation will be at this point itself. Not all classes will be on YouTube. This was just the first session that is there. Is turning left and 90-degree anti-clockwise same? Yes, turning left and 90-degree anti-clockwise are same.